Ready? Good morning, beautiful goddesses, and welcome to another Soul Sister Adventure podcast with my soul sister bestie, Miss Connie Rose. And the question
Hello.
hello. I'm all the way in Vegas. I feel
I was
like
gonna say, do you notice anything new? We're not at the water store. We're not at the bungalow, the blinged out bungalow.
we are in Vegas,
We are in Vegas.
which is the perfect conversation for today. Yes?
Totally.
Yeah. So the burning question we have for you today is, did you know that your network equals your net worth? Woo! I'm
Yeah.
excited to get into this. And of course, Connie's got some great reading for us, and then we'll dive into a conversation that we are committed, touch, moves, and inspires you. It impacts and alters and awakens your heart and your mind and elevates everything that you say that you are up to in this world. Yes, Miss Connie?
Absolutely. And so why are you in Las Vegas, Miss
Oh,
Shannon?
well, we're being acknowledged and celebrating, right? The profound difference we have made in the world and with this organization. And, people are saying yes to changing their water and changing their life. And, we are a yes and more please for all of that. So,
Yeah.
so
So
just,
you get
I just did a reel. You can follow my little story. All the
yeah,
adventures, like, in the airport and, people are like, you really travel with your water? I'm like, yes, we never leave home without it. So
absolutely.
yeah, I would take you to the bathroom, but it's a mess.
Some things we don't need to see.
This is true. Just know we got fresh water right here.
That's right.
Mm.
Well, and I would assert at the event that you're at,
Mm-hmm.
not everyone comes to those events.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that so we're in T. Harv Eckert's book Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, right?
Yes.
So wealth file number 6 is rich people admire other rich and successful people. Poor people resent rich and successful people.
Mm.
So I would assert at this event that you're going to be at, there's going to be those two types of people.
Yeah.
The people that see those of you who are on stage being acknowledged and celebrated,
Mm.
they'll either want to like learn more, like how did you get there and be,
Teach me. Yes, teach me,
teach
teach
me,
me.
or they could be like resentful about it.
Yeah.
Like, and so what kind of future do you think that they're going to have?
Well, and I have to tell you, I remember, and I think we've shared this on the podcast before. I think it was back in about 2020. I was bumping up against this exact same thing. We have a, like uber wealthy friend, and I was just finding myself like awkward and weird around him. And when I really dove into it, I think, if I looked at it, I was resentful or so of course, what I do, raise my hand, say, I need some coaching, right? And exactly in that conversation, I got for myself, you cannot have that which you hate or despise or
Yeah,
even need, right? Like
right.
so and I remember from that moment, so I ended up talk about having to strap on my courage. I went ahead and gave him a call and I'm like, listen, I'm looking for a breakthrough in my life. I get you didn't create any of this. I have a story that's rolling around in my head and I would love to, chat this out with you. And we had a really rich, profound conversation. And all that happened in a nanosecond was I created a new view, right? A new listening of
Yeah.
what's available, what's possible, how it was, how it isn't. And I mean, really, if you look at the trajectory, like there was a dramatic shift in 2020 for us. And I do believe that our minds are magnets, and I was repelling everything that I was saying that I wanted, but how can you have it if you're like disgusted by it? So ladies, I have been in every spectrum. I'm sure you have too, Miss Connie. And sometimes not just in like years, but even days or months, or something will surface and you're like, oh, there it is again, like, oh, there's that ugliness.
Yeah.
And what do? We can either, really dive in, lean into it, or we can run from it. So I know I dove into it, and I'm excited for this conversation. 'Cause I think this is really going to move, expand, and elevate our listeners for sure.
Well, and like you said, that you're really encapsulating you present what people have, whether that's money, status, a body, a husband, a relate, like whatever, right? If you resent what people have in any way, shape, or form, you can never have it.
That's right.
And so there's a Huna philosophy that
Ooh,
is
say that word again. What is that?
Huna, like it's not. I didn't say who Kuna Matata. I said Huna, Huana. Huna. There's a Huna philosophy that says, bless that which you want.
Hmm.
And so, you could go look for yourself. Like if you're jealous, like the spirit of jealousy comes in,
Yeah.
just know that you're actually repelling it.
Right.
Yeah. So it says, here's the, so we're just going to skip right to the declaration. Like, so we take a deep breath, put your hand on your heart and anchor that in. I bless rich people.
I bless.
And I bless rich people. And I'm going to be one of those rich people.
I'm gonna be one.
And we're talking about money now. And it's really any area of your life, right? And then we touch our head. I have a millionaire mind.
I have a millionaire mind.
And it says practice. So here's the homework. And we have more to go, right? Usually this is at the end. But it says practice the Huna philosophy, bless that which you want. Drive around or buy magazines, look at beautiful homes, gorgeous cars, read about successful businesses, whatever you see that you like, bless it and bless the owners or the people involved.
Mm.
And then here's another thing, and you kind of alluded to this too with your friend who I know who you're talking about. Right? It wasn't me. Yet, just saying. So, right? Right? And send a short letter or email to someone who you know of who is highly successful in any area, telling them how much you admire and honor them for their achievement.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I want to be in rooms with people that are outperforming, out elevating, outdoing, outshining me, such that that's where we get to learn.
Absolutely. So it really is. So wealth file, that was just a short preview of number 6, but number 7 is rich people associate with positive, successful people. And there you are, right? In Vegas doing that. Poor people associate with negative or unsuccessful people.
Mm.
So successful people look at other successful people as a means to motivate themselves. They see other successful people as models to learn from. They say to themselves, if they can do it, I can do it. And we talk about modeling, right? That's what modeling is.
Yes.
And so rich people are grateful that others have succeeded before them so that they now have a blueprint to follow that will make it easier for them to attain their own success.
We said that just last week, right?
Why reinvent the wheel? Consequently, the fastest and easiest ways to create wealth is to learn exactly how rich people who are masters of money play the game. The goal is to simply model their inner and outer strategies. It makes sense. If you take the exact same actions and have the exact same mindset, chances are good that you're going to get the exact same results, right?
Yes.
So, we want to learn, like so I am also, we all have wealthy people, successful people around us. I'm blessed to be part of a leadership council, and there's a couple of guys on this leadership council that I've gotten to know well that are highly successful financially, and in other ways too, not just in finances.
Right.
And getting to know them, becoming friends, and learning from their mindset. I want to learn how they think.
Yes.
Right. I want to and here's the other thing: the energy is contagious.
Yes.
For those of you who know me, even my logo is a butterfly, right? So I have all these things about butterflies. And have you ever noticed that butterflies do not hang out with caterpillars? Like, when was the last time you saw a butterfly and a caterpillar together? Really?
It's true.
Yeah. And so, and they have done studies that the average of the 5 closest people, their net worth is their average is yours.
Yeah.
And so and again, like we know this is contagious. So, why would you not want to hang out? Like they say, birds of a feather flock together, right? So if you're thinking like, well, I have family members or, maybe even a spouse that is not so positive. And, what do you do about that? And so the coaching here is first, don't bother to get negative people to change or come around. That's not your job. Your job is to use what you've learned to better yourself in your life. Be the model, be successful, be happy. Then maybe they might see the light in you and want some of it. Because this is what we know, darkness dissipates in light. It just takes a little light and then it'll dispel the darkness, right?
Yes.
Second, keep in mind another feature is everything happens for a reason, and that reason is there to assist me. We talk, that's the 2 versus 4 philosophy. Are you a 2 in life where life happens to you, or are you a 4 where life happens for you, right? And you actually so you and I have these conversations where seemingly, I would say, negative circumstances, like we are still touched by these things every day.
Yes.
And the way we approach it and talk about it is like, oh, I have a test. Like this is what's, and it's almost as if God, the universe, says to you, like, this is what you're saying. Now we're going to test you and see if it's really true, because it's easy to be, positive and, all the great things when everything's going right.
Yes.
How are you when your circumstances are not in alignment with what you're committed to?
Yeah.
Right. And here's the other thing, because we're talking about really reframing. And to me, this is like the most important thing that we could talk about. Nothing has meaning except for the meaning we give it. So we have these stories that we tell ourselves, right?
Yes.
And the stories, who said it? Like, to ask yourself, like, well, to start paying attention to your thoughts, like, well, who actually said that?
Yeah.
And oftentimes it's me. I said that.
Yeah.
And if I made that up,
yes,
what else can I make up?
That's right. Yeah, we are meaning making machines.
We are meaning making
The
machines.
question is are we writing like this tragic saga, right? Or are we writing this juicy novel that's like can't wait to turn a page and read more and read more and read more?
Right. Right. And our environment really pulls for, there's a big influence on that. So like, who's in your environment? And I have to say, like, there's people in my environment that are no longer in my environment as much anymore, because, here's the deal. Like, I know the future I'm creating. I have enough to deal with, like, just processing Nicholas's absence, physical absence on a day-to-day basis is enough for me to deal with. I don't need more.
Yeah.
So I, very consciously create, like, who is in my circle, who's in my environment, who's not. And I'm not to say that everybody's all sunshine and rainbows and unicorns, because we all are going through this whole process, right?
Correct.
And while we're here to support our friends in the negative times, there's a difference between somebody being committed to being down versus like, this is where I'm at. And then like we, slide in next to them and like partner up and like, let's do this together.
Yes.
Versus like, I just want to stay stuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and we always giggle when we happen to hit the dump truck on the same day.
I know. We asked for a dump permit.
Yeah.
Like, I need a dump permit today.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that's also beautiful. I mean, I am always conscious of what I bring to our conversations. And as I know you are, me, and it's like an unspoken, unwritten arrangement. And then we start giggling when we're both have a bad day.
Yeah. Like, is Mercury in retrograde?
Right.
What's the moon doing today?
There you go. There you go.
Well, and because we know that the energy is contagious.
Yes.
And here's something, are you ready? You can either affect people or you can infect people.
Ooh.
Let me read that again. You can
Yeah.
either affect people
Yeah.
or you can infect people.
Affect or infect.
Infect.
Wow.
Because negative thinking is really like a disease of the mind.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a
It just
disease.
gets in there and like starts taking over and eating away. I mean, if you could just imagine the bugs like eating.
Yeah. Oh, so here's the statistics the book talks about. Did you know that most people earn within 20% of the average income of their closest friends?
Mm.
That's 20%. So, you know, you can see why you'd want to remove yourself from those toxic situations. And so one of the things I love about this also is they talk about stop watching the news.
Oh, amen.
Because our environment does not just include our friends, it's also like, what are you watching?
Yeah. The media.
And I heard so I do this, mastermind training on Saturday mornings. And one of the people that came on said, I love this. When I said, don't watch the news, she says, right, don't watch the news, be the news. You know,
Yeah.
you don't want to watch the news, you want to be the news, like be someone who has something big going on,
Yes.
not just, yeah. So it's anyway, so that's what the chapters are. These two wealth files are about. So the last, let me see. Here's the declaration. So again, put your hand on your heart. Deep breath. I associate with rich and successful people.
Successful people.
If they can do it, I can do it.
They can do it. I can do it.
I have a millionaire mind.
I have a millionaire mind.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting for you to come back next week and let us know what happens there in Vegas about what you're seeing as far as people, are people being affected or are they being infected?
Yeah.
And like, who are you choosing to hang out with? Like, so, that's
Well,
just really pay attention to your environment. And yeah.
Well, this is fun because we went to lunch and you first of all everything's exquisite, right? Like you see all these waterfalls and palm trees and blue skies and it's like 114 here, right? And then yeah. And then you have to walk through the casino, right? And then I'm like, oh, the smells like smoke and so I'm like, wow, so that kind of like I'm just tuning into my energy, right? And
Right.
and then, of course, my expectation is that we would get here early and be able to check in early. And guess what happened?
Nope.
No, we did. We got in early. We checked in
Oh,
early.
you did. They
Oh,
let
of
you
course
check in
we
early
did. Yes,
because that's what you had created.
that's what I
You
created.
saw
Yes,
it. You
yes,
saw it. You felt it. All the things. Yeah, you did
yes.
all the things. Yeah.
And
Of
then
course.
we go to lunch, right? And so lunch was like $70. And I'm like, wow, we are already in the frequency of abundance. How beautiful is that?
That's
Right?
good. Yeah.
And you get like there's two ways that could have gone.
Well, that's what we said. The story is like if you could just get that you're telling the story and you control the story.
That's right. Yeah.
Just that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah. So $70 lunch.
$70 lunch. It was
Shannon
amazing.
says
Yeah.
abundance. Abundance is here.
Abundance is here. I'm ready
Yeah.
to receive more. Of
More
course,
please.
we would
Yes.
have a $70 lunch because
You're worth
abundance
it.
is everywhere.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah. So it just tuning in. And it is interesting. Like it's here, like and now we're going deep, right? Like it's here and then tune in and then tune in and then tune in and then tune in. And it's like catching that wave because money is frequency, frequency is everywhere.
Okay.
And I can literally feel my like barometer, right? And it's just like just tuning into that, honoring that and enjoying that and going and like you said in the book, like change your environment, right? So like look at beautiful things, you know, and appreciate like every bite I took. I mean, I had this like feta spinach omelet. Oh my God. I'm like, like it's just epic
Yeah.
food, like enjoy it. Every sense, the feelings, the taste, the smells, all that.
Yeah.
It is a full body experience.
Yeah.
Ride the wave to an
Right.
elevated state.
Yeah, for sure.
Come back ready to, like, my intention is to rejuvenate and refuel and fill up my, abundance frequency cylinder,
Yes.
and then come back and, be ready to impact the world at a whole new vibe, whole new level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And I
can't.
think that's, well, anyway, what were you going to say?
Oh, I just said I can't wait. I know you're gonna be, you're gonna be getting all kinds of downloads on this
Yes.
trip
Yes.
that we all get to benefit from.
Amen. 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 Well, beautiful. Anything else for our ladies today, our listeners?
I think that's a lot.
That is a
Like,
lot,
yeah, your network is your net worth.
right?
Are you affecting people or infecting people? Who's around you? Like,
Yes.
watch and listen to the stories that you're telling.
Yeah. Well, and even, I remember back when I was doing a whole bunch of networking, right? So who is in the room? Does it feel good? Are you wanted and loved? Is it a match for your vibe? Are
Yeah.
you pulling the train or are you sitting in the back? I mean, that alone shifted a whole bunch of spaces and places I either chose to go or not to go anymore.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that's a conversation of worth and worthy, like,
Yeah.
and begin to shift the actions, new actions.
Totally.
Yeah. Juicy.
It is juicy.
Beautiful. All right, ladies. Well, we would love to hear about, what did you get from this conversation? This is, are you noticing things in your own network? Is it a vibe? Is it a match for where you are and where you want to go? How often, I know Connie and I both are, in the world of, asking people, are they open for an opportunity, right?
Yep.
And how often does that person like dip down to ask someone's opinion? Are you, they say, like Uncle Bob, right? Oh, I'm checking in with Uncle Bob, and Uncle Bob just sits on his couch and drinks beer all day, and of course he thinks you should not do that opportunity, right?
Right. Right. Because his life is so successful. You want
Right.
to be just like Uncle Bob, right?
Right. So however, if you hang out with wealthy people, they have multiple streams of income, they have systems for success with grace and flow, they invest in themselves, they invest in training, they invest in coaching, they pay for the tools, and their life works. So
Yeah.
it's just, who are you listening to? Who are you hanging out with? Because that will equate your net worth.
Yeah. It's pretty simple if you think about it.
It is really simple. It's just the muscle, I think, of continuing to practice it. And that really becomes twofold, right? One is honoring those brain patterns as they come up, and then, am I worthy? And I remember it was scary for me, like in the beginning, right? And I get scary as a story, but it took something for me to quit doing some things or some meetings that I was going to on a regular basis. And then it was like, if I wasn't going to do that, then how was I going to grow? And well, let's just say that wasn't ever a problem.
I was gonna say, and has that been an issue? Because I
No,
don't
that has not been an issue.
know. I
In
know.
fact,
I know. Yeah.
yeah, shift your vibe and floodgates open. So
Amen.
beautiful, fun, 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 juicy.
It
All right,
is.
ladies. Well, this is a wrap for today. And like a tag, a post it, share it, and get in the car.
Get in the car.